All right, now that we're a little bit close to like the end of Wano, like, well, I feel like we're at the end of Wano. I hope we're at the end of Wano. My God, Oda. Anyways, that's neither near or there. Now that a lot have changed, we've seen the fights happen with Zoro, with Sanji, the whole CP0 stuff going on. We know that they're here in Wano now. Like, bro, other people might be pulling up. It's a lot going on. But with all of this happening, I thought that I'd do an infamous. And I say infamous because some of y'all be tight when I do these, but bro, it's stuff be happening, making me change my mind up. But anyways, we're doing a Straw Hat Bounty video. Now, typically, I would go through and talk about like the previous bounties and stuff they've done and to get to those bounties and all. Bro, I'm not doing none of that, bro. Today, I'm talking about what I think their bounties may be after Wano. Because before, I wasn't 100% sure if we would get new bounty increases. Like, I thought we would, but then I was like, well, how would they know? But with everything that's going on here, there's no way that this stuff doesn't get reported somehow from someone. Like, there's just no way that their bounties don't get changed. Like, I just don't see it. With all that being said, though, this will be my final bounty video before Wano is over. Now, after we get bounty increases, I'm going to examine them and probably go through and give my critiques and stuff like that. But this is my final prediction video before Wano is over and the updates do or don't happen. But before we get into the video, guys, if you do like this video or content like this, make sure you leave a like. And if you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you never miss an upload. Let's get into the video. So first up, we can go through like the weak trio. So we'll go through Chopper, Usopp, and Nami. I thought that there'd be a possibility that Usopp could get a big increase because a lot of times he gets credit for things that he hasn't really done. Now, I thought that he was down and out for the arc, but recently he was talking to Izo. Izo was kind of like, I don't know, like reigniting his fire a little bit, it seems like. Putting, the fact that he has got Usopp, into perspective. And Izo used this epithet, which made me feel like, yo, maybe Usopp will do something. I just don't know what it could be. Like, is he going to be influential in stopping the explosives? Because he's not going to beat anyone 1v1. There's no one left for him to fight. Everyone was like, oh, what if the Topiropo gets up again and he fights? No, they're not getting up at this point. They're done. The numbers, I mean, maybe he beats a number. Like, I honestly, it's a head scratcher here for me, but I think there's a possibility based on that Izo conversation. Maybe Usopp does something. He pulls something off. Even if he doesn't, it's been an ongoing gag that he gets like the credit for stuff he doesn't do. Now, right now, his bounty is incredibly high. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's 200 million berry, which is a ton. Jimbei said getting to 300 million is incredibly hard, and anything after that is just even harder. So Usopp being this weak and this close to 300 million is literally insane. Like, it's wild to think about. I think that there's a possibility, though, that he might get to that hard number. I used to think and say things like, oh, I think Usopp's getting to 500 million. $500 million for Usopp. I was a little egregious there. I'm going to say 300 million to 350 million. That's my final answer for Usopp. I just don't see him doing anything else that's that influential in this arc for him to get to $500 million. I was tripping about that. I'm going to be honest. Like, I was wrong. I was wrong. So next up, we have Nami. Now, Nami did technically, and I put this in quotation marks, defeat of Topiropo, but it was after Alti had taken that attack from Big Mom. It wasn't like, Alti was at 50% health. Alti was probably at like 0.5% health, 1% HP. Like, bro, literally on death's bed when Nami, finished Alti off. Like, we seen what Alti did to Usopp and Nami. There's no way that Nami would have won that fight. But Nami's bounty is pretty low, like pretty considerably low. Like lower than, most people. Like she's got a 66 million berry bounty. That's pretty low. I mean, not lower than most people, because like 66 million is still decent, especially for Nami. But that makes more sense that she has something low like that. That's kind of where Usopp should be at. But like, that's just not where direction Oda wanted to go in. Anyways, for beating Alti though, I can't see Nami, and I put that in quotes, beating Alti. I can't see Nami going up so crazily. I think before I said like 300 million, but with what Jimbei said in mind of how hard it is to get there, I don't see that happening, especially if Usopp goes from 200 million to there. But I do see maybe Nami getting like 100 or 150 million. I think that for a lower end Straw Hat, that makes sense. it is a little bit high, but there aren't a lot of Straw Hats in the first place. So for the whole Alti situation, I think that's going to be the extent of what she's done. 150 million is not that bad. Plus, we barely see people defeat people and then get their bounties. People always say, well, she beat this person that has 300 million or whatever, so she has to have that. That's not how that works. That barely works like that. It's happened a couple times, I think, but that's about it. So then we got Big Chop Chop, you feel me? The GOAT, the best doctor, my guy. He has a bounty of 100. Now, everybody knows that there's the gag that he has like the pet bounty, and I just honestly don't see that changing at all. I used to think that maybe he'd get a real bounty now, but I don't think he'd get one unless there's another bounty increase. If there's no bounty increase, he might get his real one now, but I think there's going to be like an end of series bounties for everyone, and I think then after the final war happens the way it does and they see him literally in action and they're like, oh, this nigga is not a pet, they'll give him a real bounty. But for now, I think it's going to double again. It went from 50 to 100, so it's probably going to go from 100 to 200. Like, Oda's probably going to just keep the gag up. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, though, I mean, like, going from 100 to 200 is crazy. Like, yeah, it's fire. Like, I guess next up we'll cover Jimbei, because we've been bringing Jimbei up a lot. Now, his bounty is 438 million. I know that Who's Who has a bounty. I think Who's Who's bounty was the highest in the Topi Roppo. It was like 500 million or like 550 million, somewhere in between there. Jimbei could go to a cool $500 million. I think him going to a $500 million is good. He's somebody that I think could defeat a second commander. I think Jimbei could like go to like extreme diff and maybe edge out a win against Queen. I think that he could beat like Jack. Like, he's a considerably strong fighter just to be like the 4th strongest on the Straw Hats unless Yamato joins. We're going to cover Yamato in this video just in case she does join. I have no idea what her bounty would even be. Like, if they find out she's the daughter of Kato, like, oh my god. But anyways, Jimbei going to a $500 million, I feel like is where I'm going to stake my bets on him. It just makes the most sense to me. It's close to Who's Who he defeated, and it's not too high where it's like close to Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy range. I think $500 million is good for him. So we got Brook up next. He has 83 million for his. Now, that's pretty low, but Brook doesn't ever get 1v1s. He's always doing like clutch, like, I'm gonna help you out, I'm a support guy. But 83 million is pretty high. I think he needs to have a higher bounty than Nami. Like, that would kind of like upset me, I feel like, because Brook is clearly stronger than Nami. Like, Brook is beating Nami in a fight, like, guaranteed. But I gave Nami like 150 million. I gave Usopp 300 million for my prediction. I'm thinking Brook going from 83 million to maybe 200 million is fair for him. That's like 50 million more than Nami. It would kind of like edge out where they were before, where the gap was. But he hasn't done anything significant in Wano except for help Robin out. He's running around with Robin with CP0. If he saves Robin from CP0 somehow, if he defeats the Scarf guy or something like that, I feel like he's going up higher, maybe even to 250 to 300 million. But like, if the significance that he had is just helping out against Black Maria and that is it, I'm just gonna stake my bets on 200 million. I feel like that's fair for Brook. It's not too much more, but it's not too low either. Next up, we got the homie Cyborg Iron Man. New epithet, you feel me? It's not really a new epithet, but it's just like a nickname Big Mom gave him. But we got Frankie, man. He got 94 million. He was upset about not getting to 100 million. I feel like he's probably gonna end up edging around higher than Brook because he actually defeated Sasaki, and I think Sasaki had like in the 300 millions, I believe, maybe 400 millions. I can't even remember exactly. I think he had like the 3rd highest bounty though. So he's definitely going up. Like, he's going above Usopp, I believe. If Usopp gets 300 million, I could see Frankie getting 350 million, bro. Like, honestly, 300 to 350 million is a safe bet for Frankie. He literally defeated a Topi Roppo. Like, Frankie is really out here. One of the few Straw Hats to do that. Speaking of Straw Hats who beat a Topi Roppo, we got to talk about Nico Robin next, because Nico Robin's bounty, I kind of have a theory, and a lot of us have this theory, that her bounty stopped moving because they didn't want too many people knowing why she's so relevant. And I couldn't understand that at first. I was like, well, I don't really understand that. Like, why are they doing that? But it makes sense. If you think about it, why would they want a bunch of people knowing that she reads poneglyphs and like she's super important to the world government when they're trying to get a hold of her? Like, they're still trying to capture her. She has 130 million bounty right now. I think that they're going to give her a real bounty after this. I think once they don't capture her, they're going to be like, man, fuck it. We're just going to have to tell people, and we're going to have to capture Robin. We're going to have to get people on her ass. I could see them not going to 1 billion. I used to say maybe 1 billion. I think she still deserves that, but higher than Jimbei, I think. And I say that because she also defeated Black Maria. She's like a comparable fighter. I also want to mention something. There was someone who watches my videos, all the Tekken's videos, who made a reaction video to me. I can't remember the guy's name. I hope that he comments or like message me on Twitter or something to let me know so I can like put his name in the comments or something, put his link to his channel because I really forgot. But he made a video where me and Tekken basically were talking in my most recent collab about Robin and how we just assumed someone would save her. But we didn't talk about Robin actually beating the CP0 guy. She just beat Black Maria. One-shot Black Maria, by the way. And we still don't know if she has haki because she might have learned Sabo's dragon technique as well, and that is a haki move. So we don't even know if Robin has haki or not in the stash, in the cut. We don't know what Robin's capable of, but the Devil Child defeating this Scarf guy is something that we do need to talk about because it could possibly happen. If she defeats this Scarf guy too, I could see her going to like a quarter away from 1 billion, like 600 million to 750, like being that important, being able to read the poneglyphs, beating Black Maria, beating the leader of CP0. If that happens, like, I don't know if it'll happen, but if it, oh my God, like, what if Robin just does win? What if she beats this guy? I didn't really think about it. I'm glad that this guy brought it up, but like literally, like I was so blind to that. Like she could win. I don't know, man. But anyways, next up we got Vince Smoke Sanji, the homie Black Leg. He got 330 million right now. Sanji and Zoro going to 1 billion, bro. Past 1 billion. I got Sanji at a cool like 1 billion to 1.1 billion. Easy claps. Like he beat Queen convincingly. Like the wings of the Pirate King, man. They're going to first commander level bounties. The fact that Beast Pirates had 3 calamities with billion berry bounties, it makes sense that Sanji and Zoro get billion berry bounties. And I think it's gonna mimic when Yamato joins. Speaking of Zoro, bro, Zoro I think has 320 million, I think, or something like that. He's going to like a cool 1.4, 1.5 in my opinion. I'm not changing my opinions on Zoro and Sanji's bounties. I had these like this last time. I still think it's the same, bro. He beat King, he scarred Kaido, bro. Like this man Zoro, he's going crazy, bro. It is what it is. They are dangerous men. And then Yamato, before we cover Luffy's, because Luffy's could be anything, bro. Luffy's might be crazy. But anyways, Yamato's though. Yamato, if she joins, Yamato's gonna probably have a bounty that's like, I would say lower than Zoro and Sanji's, but in the billion. I could see like her having 1 billion, like Sanji having 1.1, 1.2, and then Zoro having 1.4, 1.5, like literally. Mimicking the calamities, having all billion bounties. Like she has Conqueror's coding. If they know that she's a daughter of Kaido, like, and she joins his crew, like, bro, her bounties want to be crazy. Just makes sense. But Luffy's, on the other hand, bro, Mr. Morris had this theory where he thought Luffy's bounty might be 5 billion. I watched the theory and I liked it a lot. Shout out to Mr. Morris. 5 billion is a lot though. Like, I don't see him having a higher bounty right now than Blackbeard narratively, unless Blackbeard gets an increase for something, whatever he did outside of Wano. Because of that, I'm going to say Luffy's going to go from 1.5 billion to like 3 to 3.5. I don't see it unless... Okay, no, let me say this, because now that I'm thinking about it more, I could see him getting 4 billion. If he gets like the credit for defeating Kaido and Big Mom, it might be 5 billion. But if it's just defeating Kaido, I'm gonna say 4 billion. I'm gonna hedge my bets on 4 billion. That's where I'm putting it at. That's where I got it at. 3.5 to 4 billion, but I'm leaning more towards 4. This man is about to beat Kaido, in my opinion. So, I mean, those are my bounties, bro. These are my final numbers I'm locking in before Wano is over. But of course, I want to know all of your bounty predictions. So make sure you comment down below and let me know. Also, my link down there in the pinned comment to join my Discord and to follow me on Twitter. Make sure y'all do that. Also, check the Patreon out, man. I got a Patreon too, you feel me, and all that. But as always, I hope y'all are staying safe and healthy during these trying times. This has been Synsei Inc., and I will see you all in the next video.